Welcome back to the deep dive. We are jumping straight into a really fascinating stack of analysis today. A series of intense predictions focused almost entirely on what happens when an elite sports organization is positioned not just to win, but when the expectation is that they must win.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Our mission today is a true deep dive into finding the real location of pressure in these organizations.
Okay.
We're using the Buffalo Bills' current playoff run as our case study here to go beyond just the box score and understand the seismic stakes for everyone, the players, the coaches, the whole front office.
And the context is just immediately electric. Let's look at their quarterback, Josh Allen.
Right.
The data shows he's one of only 4 AFC quarterbacks with at least 3 playoff wins since 2020. But here's the jaw-dropping part, the thing that sets the stage for all of this.
Yeah.
He is the only one of those 4 playing this postseason. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, they're all out.
And what's so fascinating there is the historical vacuum that creates.
A vacuum, yeah.
For the first time since, 2018? Neither Mahomes nor Burrow is going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
So when you remove those gravitational centers of talent, the pressure doesn't just dissipate into the air, it drastically shifts. It becomes almost entirely focused on Allen.
So that sets up the core tension in all the reporting we looked at. Many fans, many pundits, they see this whole playoff journey as pressure squarely on Josh Allen, the star QB.
Of course.
However, the analysis immediately pivots. It argues that the real weight, the true expectation, is falling primarily onto coach Sean McDermott.
And the argument for McDermott being the one under the most pressure is it's incredibly detailed. It relies so much on historical precedent, which is what makes it so compelling.
Okay.
I mean, yes, Allen is the star, but when you actually break down the losses, Allen, statistically, has performed at an extremely high level in every single playoff game he's played.
Right.
The Achilles heel, according to this breakdown, is the Bills' defense, the very unit McDermott is known for coaching.
And the proof they use is just brutal. In all of Allen's playoff losses, the defense has given up over 30 points.
In every single one.
Every single game. That's not a player issue. That feels more like a structural issue.
It is.
Yeah.
And the analysis doesn't stop there. It really digs into why this happens. The sources suggest that, while the personnel is strong, McDermott's scheme has often been exposed against these high-powered offenses in big moments.
So it's about adjustments.
It suggests a systemic issue with adjustments or maybe preparation at the very highest level. So the conclusion is clear. McDermott has to secure something a Josh Allen, Sean McDermott team has never, ever done before.
A road victory in the playoffs.
A road victory.
But isn't that just a bit of a convenient scapegoat? I mean, when the clock's running down, it's Allen with the ball in his hands. Doesn't focusing on the coach ignore the fact that the best player has to deliver?
You are creating exactly the tension that the sources highlight.
Yep.
The analysis gives these powerful counter-arguments. On the organizational side, the view is that it's just inexcusable that a player who is, and I'm quoting, maybe one of the best in the history of football in his prime, can't get it done when his biggest rivals are out of the picture.
That's the front office view.
That's the front office view. You paid the superstar, now the superstar needs to produce the results, no matter what the defense does.
And then there's the simplest argument, which is always true in sports, right? The pressure is always on your best player.
Correct. The player-centric view is that in the fourth quarter, it will come down to one play. It's either going to be Allen or Trevor Lawrence. And Allen must make that play. If he fails, the 30 points the defense gave up just sort of fades away, and the singular focus becomes the interception or the missed throw.
So it's less like a spotlight and more like, what was the phrase they used?
An avalanche coming downhill.
So the pressure is shared then. It's not just on one person. It hits everyone.
Absolutely. The synthesis suggests it's shared by the entire building. The analysis even makes specific mention of the defensive coordinator, Brady, being under intense scrutiny.
Right.
And they point out that looking around the AFC, the challenge isn't just the few star quarterbacks left. It's the really intense physical defenses. Denver's D, the Texans D, the Jaguars D. So everyone's feeling it.
Everyone, from the coordinator to the kicker, is under pressure to rise to a challenge they just haven't consistently met in past playoff runs.
Let's talk about that pressure inside the building, specifically around Sean McDermott's job security.
Yeah.
We know winning is good, obviously, but what's the actual climate around him, given this history of falling just short?
Well, according to reporting from league owners and executives, the situation is seen as a potential issue to watch.
A potential issue.
Yeah, and you got to remember, this is all happening amid a massive wave of recent change. We just saw about 25% of the league turn over its head coaches.
Wow.
That signals that owners are just less patient than ever with these near misses. That context is vital. So why does a team with 4 straight playoff appearances suddenly feel this kind of heat?
You have to draw the parallel to the Baltimore Ravens moving on from John Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
Harbaugh was highly successful, right? Winning consistently, making the playoffs. But he struggled to get the team over the top in recent seasons.
And he was there for a long time.
He was dismissed after 18 seasons, despite being a winner.
Yeah.
McDermott's been in Buffalo for half that time, and he's now establishing the exact same pattern. Consistent success, massive potential, but a failure to get that ultimate victory.
So owners see that blueprint.
They see a path to moving on, even from a winning coach, if the ceiling feels like it's capped.
And the historical stats are what really, solidify this pressure on him. It's not just one loss, it's this institutional failure that the coach has to overcome.
It is.
The Bills have not won a road playoff game since 1992.
Just think about the weight of that date. 1992.
A quarter century.
That is over a quarter century of history weighing on this organization. And the sources suggest this isn't just a coaching challenge. It's almost a spiritual or cultural challenge for the whole franchise.
Yeah.
The analysis highlights that Allen, personally, has lost all 4 of his road playoff games. So now you have the organizational history and the star players' history all tangled up.
Creating this overwhelming narrative that they just can't perform away from home.
In the biggest moments, yeah.
So that raises a good question. If the pressure is really this high, why isn't the talk of replacing him constant?
I think it really speaks to the challenge of replacing coaches. Elite candidates, they just don't grow on trees.
Sure.
The analysis mentioned the scarcity of talent, pointing to a guy like Ben Johnson as an example of someone who's highly sought after.
Right.
So you have to weigh the known success and the stability that McDermott has brought against this very real history of falling short. In a league with 25% turnover, the talent pool for replacements is, well, it's diluted.
It's a risk.
A huge risk. It makes the decision to move on from a winning coach a really difficult tightrope walk for the front office.
Let's shift our focus now onto the tactical details. Specifically looking at the Bills versus Jaguars game, the analysis highlights what a lot of people see as a new strength for the Bills, their running game.
Indeed. One segment we looked at calls the Bills' offensive line, run by Aaron Kromer, the best run game in the league.
That's a bold claim.
It is, but they point out that Cook led the entire league in rushing. And this isn't just a general observation. This strong run game is seen as a tactical necessity. It's a way to take a little pressure off Josh Allen.
How does it do that? Is it just about the yardage?
It's about tempo and control. A successful run game forces the Jaguars' defense to, honor the box. It stops them from just teeing off on Allen.
And it keeps your own defense off the field.
Exactly. It's an approach designed to control the flow of the game, rather than relying on Allen to convert tough third downs all the time. We even heard Bills player Deion Dawkins trying to lean into this, talking about an underdog mentality.
Or just the 6th seed.
Right, which is often a way to try and manage that pressure internally.
But here's where the analysis provides a really crucial counterpoint. The skeptical view argues that, yeah, the running game might relieve pressure, but it's probably not the strategy that actually wins you the game.
Exactly. The source material argues that relying on this grinded-out run game is unlikely to put the scoreboard up at the rate you need against a team that averages, 33 points a game?
So if you need 34 to win, you have to be explosive.
You have to be. And they note the inconsistency of the Bills' wide receivers on the outside, which raises some pretty fundamental questions about whether the passing game can carry the load if the run game stalls or, if they fall behind early.
We also have a quick analysis of the other key matchup, Eagles versus the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
The strategy prescribed for the Eagles is almost caveman simple, run, Eagles, run.
Yeah, they're predicting an easy 200-yard rushing game for Philly, specifically citing Saquon Barkley, who is fresh and healthy because the team managed his load so well.
And that's because the 49ers defense struggled last week.
They did. They gave up 180 rushing yards to the Seahawks.
So if you're the 49ers, how do you even begin to mitigate that kind of ground assault?
Well, Brock Purdy has to be surgically efficient. The recommended strategy is to counter that rush with quick, middle-of-the-field passing, hitting George Kittle, hitting Christian McCaffrey.
Get the ball out fast.
Get the ball out fast on time before those interior pass rushers, they specifically named Davis and Carter, can wreck the pocket and force a turnover. It's a high-pressure solution, but it demands near-perfect timing.
All right, before we synthesize all this on organizational pressure, we have to cover all the material, which includes a fun, necessary detour. We're going to transition now to the spectacle of extraordinary high-pressure performance outside of football. We're talking about the You Got Mossed segment.
This segment is a perfect, almost humorous reminder that these moments of just unbelievable athletic dominance, they happen everywhere, in every competitive field.
Under max pressure.
Under max pressure, we're looking for those plays that just defy expectation.
Okay, let's run through a few of the best ones that the sources highlighted.
Starting with baseball. World Series. Pressure cooker is on high. Kick Hernandez makes an absolutely unbelievable diving catch on an Ernie Clement hit that looked like a sure double.
And the call.
The commentator reaction, of course. You got Alex. A total lockdown.
Then we had two NBA plays that just define raw athletic dominance.
Yeah, the first one was from Spurs versus Pacers. Luke Cornett throws down a lob dunk on Michael Porter that literally sends him sprawling.
That's the one. You got hooked.
That deservedly got the tag, you got hooked.
And the second NBA one was even more daring, wasn't it? Suns versus Lakers.
Austin Reeves makes this phenomenal play that forces a situation where Devin Booker should have fouled him, but he didn't. And the resulting commentary was just unforgettable for its bluntness.
You got balls.
You got balls. It just captured the sheer audacity of it.
And we couldn't skip college basketball, right?
No, Southeastern Missouri State versus Eastern Illinois. Braxton Stacker to lantern blocker for an explosive alley-oop over Cooper Jacoby. Just a pure display of vertical dominance.
And there was a quick mention of a Vikings tweet, too.
Yeah, even the Minnesota Vikings official social media got in on it, tweeting about a high-effort play with Brian Vinoa and Lucas Ambrose. These highlights, they just capture that pure high-stakes dominance we're talking about.
So to summarize, the key takeaway for you, the learner. In any competitive environment, whether it's an NBA game or a playoff run, pressure is. It's rarely monolithic. It's not singular.
Right.
As we've seen with the Bills, it's that avalanche coming downhill. It affects the whole organization, the historical baggage, the coaching job security, the financial investment, just as much as it affects the star player.
Absolutely. The challenge for the Bills isn't just winning this immediate game. It's about transcending that organizational history, specifically that 1992 road win drought.
And at the same time, managing these massive external expectations placed on the best player who suddenly finds his path totally cleared of his main rivals. If they fail now, the critique shifts, doesn't it? It shifts from losing to a better team to failing to capitalize on a wide-open window.
And here is the final thought for you to really mull over, which the analysis only briefly touched upon.
Okay.
The reporting mentioned that a new wave of quarterbacks, including Trevor Lawrence, but also the incoming draft class, guys like Caleb Williams, Drake May, Bo Nix.
Right, the next generation.
They're all in danger of getting beat by or being passed over for the established QBs if these veterans don't perform.
So if that's the case, the definition of pressure just changes completely. It's no longer just about beating a rival like Mahomes this year.
No.
It means the pressure is now on the established stars, the Allens of the league, to perform at the highest level or risk being made obsolete by a younger, incoming generational wave.
So how does that external generational threat, that realization that someone younger, faster, and cheaper is always coming for your job, how does that fundamentally reshape what we even mean by organizational pressure? Especially for a team that's invested billions in an established but ultimately unproven star.
It raises the stakes so far beyond just this single playoff run.
Yeah.
It's no longer just about winning this year. It's about proving you are irreplaceable against the next incoming tide of talent. We'll leave you with that. Until next time, keep digging deeper.